Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. Billy, I don't, I'm not really understanding how. I haven't been watching the show as long as other people, right? So when it comes towards the crazy antics of Diane, I don't, I don't see it. My whole thing is since she's gotten back, she has actually done nothing wrong. Okay, and I know people love to be nitpicky with Diane because let's just be honest, they don't like Diane, and they'll come up with any sort of little excuse to sit there and find reasons of why Diane is bad and Diane is this. And Diane just sit there and tell the truth, and she brought in Jerry Stark. I'm like, why are we sitting there blaming? Okay, so even with the whole Jeremy Stark thing, why are we blaming Diane for it? Diane is actually the victim in this whole thing, but because people don't like her so much, and they have this personal bias against her, they'll blame Diane for Jeremy coming to town when Jeremy is the attacker, Jeremy is the aggressor, Jeremy is the creep. But somehow we're gonna put all that blame on Diane. And so when Billy's not there talking to Lily, which I never really understood them getting together, Billy, Lily, it just sounds stupid. It's like Ellie and Spinelli on General Hospital. It's just like whatever. So when he's there talking about Jack to Billy, I mean Lily, um about how he's so blinded by love, and she's gonna put the company in danger, and he's gonna sit there and fire me, and there's a possibility he could sit there and fire me and put her in my place, and start making the bucket of bad decisions. I'm just like, you really just have that little faith in Jack, don't you? You have just you are okay. And this is number two. One, do you want the chair for yourself? Okay. You want to sit in the big chair for yourself, and you're using Diane as some sort of excuse to justify your feelings for quote unquote protecting the company. Okay. You just want the chair. You want the power. That's what it comes down to. And that's number two. That's actually number one. Number two, you must have so little faith in your brother. You must think so little of Jack to the point where he was to start making decisions that's going to really affect the company. Okay, he gave his wife a promotion. Okay, can she not handle the job? Because if she can't handle the job, that's different. But um he didn't sit there and talk to us. What do you need to talk to you for? He's number one. You're number two. He doesn't need to sit there and run every single thing by you. Do you understand your position? Because I feel like you don't, and I feel like because of Diane, if it was anybody else, he wouldn't have sat there and made this much of a big stink about it. But because it's Diane, the dude has tunnel vision, like most of the people in that town. And Lily is thrown off by Heather in a lot of ways, feeling kind of insecure because Heather and Daniel do have history. So the fact that she's still in town was like, I thought you were leaving once the whole Phyllis shot. Oh, you're still here. That's cool. Oh, pro bono work. That's yeah, that's great. She feels some sort of way about it. Now Heather, like a weirdo, like a creep, is literally sitting there eavesdropping on Phyllis and Daniel's conversation about her and Lily and everything. Um, because both of them were feeling some sort of way about each other as far as Heather being back in town. So um, after they finished talking about Phyllis, I don't even is she even actually going to be working for um, with Adam and stuff like that? But I didn't finish talking about that. They start talking about Heather and Lily and everything like that. And of course, Phyllis is like, "Oh, I don't have no problem with Lily and stuff like that." So when Heather comes back, Heather comes downstairs. She's all like, "Oh, why don't you come over? Why don't you hang out? Just chill with us. Have a drink with us." And I'm just like, Phyllis, you trying too much. So they get to talking. They start reminiscing about old times, particularly with Daniel and Heather about Lucy and stuff. Then Phyllis starts asking questions like, "Oh, so what's it like living out there?" And practically like, "Don't you want to sit there and come back home to Genoa City and stuff like that?" And of course, Daniel's not looking at the whole thing like, So when she leaves, um, Daniel's like, "Yo, listen, we're not doing this whole matchmaker thing. Let that go. She's in the past. Um, Lily's my future, and that's just what it is. You know, you said that you changed boundaries and everything like that. Let's sit there and see if you're gonna follow through." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And you can just sit there and just see the wheels turning in Phyllis's head. Um, because that's, I mean, let's be honest, it's Phyllis. You know, even if she's dormant for a little bit, she's gonna come back and do some wackiness because that's just her nature. That's just her nature. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I almost feel bad for Summer and Daniel because they know how she is, and even though that's their that's their mom, it's like dealing with that woman is just a headache. That's why when people were sitting there saying in not my comment section, but just in general, and some people in the comment section, it was like, oh, Summer and Daniel are so disloyal to Phyllis. It's like, okay, you know what? Why don't you place your mom with Phyllis? Okay? Let her do all those antics and you sit there and tell me that you're not going to have a headache at the end of the day. Because that's those two actually have to sit there and deal with it. So when people were sitting there saying that Daniel and Summer were so disloyal, I was like, are, are you serious? Really? So you got that going on. You got Riot that they're worried about Ari and her hearing and everything. And then they're talking, and Mariah does this weird thing when she asks, because Devon's like, yo, listen, it's gonna be fine. Cochlear implants, um, all sorts of things that you gotta sit there and think about. You gotta be strong for your kid. Can't sit there and take yourself to a dark place. Mariah's like, okay, tell me the worst case scenario. Sorry, what? Even Devon's like, I no. But finally, she just asked and asked and asked and asked and asked. He was like, all right, fine. I'm advising against this, but fine. So he basically is like, nothing is going to work, and you're just going to sit there and do sign language. Um, and maybe it was the music, but I did actually like that part. It was very I think because when he was there talking about it, he was talking about it like as far as Drusilla and Neil. He spent a long time to sit there and get him to learn how to do sign language, and that's something that's still a special memory for him. So I did genuinely like that scene, and even teaching her just how to um, say Ari in sign language and stuff. So I thought it was a nice scene. He didn't invite her over to the house instead of just those two being there, just worrying and freaking out and stuff like that. So they wound up staying with him, and yeah, it's a nice little moment. I think I'm actually surprised that I like the scene. I like the scene with Mariah. I think the issue sometimes with Mariah is when she's with Tess. Like when Mariah was there talking to Kyle about Summer and stuff like that, it was a great conversation. She wasn't super cringe or anything like that, but it's like when those two get together, it's like they try to do this whole cutesy thing, and it just comes across as like, oof, so awkward and weird to sit there and watch because it's like you can tell that they're trying to go for something, and I mean, listen, for the people that love it, more props to y'all, but no, 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 no. Jokes, dialogue, it just doesn't work. It just falls flat, and again, it's super cringy. But I guess I like that scene because it didn't have Tess there. You know, I've even seen scenes with just Tess, and they're not bad. It's when you get those two together, it's like the Wonder Twins, except for they're just not fun to watch. I don't really know how to sit there and describe it. I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. If I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream. Um, we'll sit there and talk about all the soaps, Y&R, Days, GH, and of course B&B. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.